Go ahead.
My name is Joaquin Ayala. I am a Staff Sergeant with the U.S. Army Reserves. I have served 7 years active duty in Germany, Panama, and in California. And I've also served in the National Guard and currently in the Army Reserves. I've been to Iraq once and soon to be going to Afghanistan. I was in the Army when it first incorporated Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I could say it's affected me in several ways, but then there was a lot of things that I understand why Don't Ask, Don't Tell was brought upon. There was, I believe, a Private Winchell or something like that who was beat with a bat by his roommate and a couple other privates because he was dating a drag queen. There were other things that brought about Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I understand that it was supposed to protect the soldier, but then it got turned around and it was used in a way that it was not supposed to. It was used in a way to become a witch hunt because as soon as somebody found out something about you, it came under the policy that was called, well, the acronym was called SAM. One of the 3 ways that you could get kicked out, or the 3 ways that you could get kicked out of Don't Ask, Don't Tell was SAM. You either say that you're gay, you are found in some type of activity, or you're married. So say activity or marriage. And a lot of people were found out through activity, or maybe through a marriage, but mostly through activities. And by that way it became a witch hunt. They went through your emails, they went through your mail, they went through whatever. They actively worked towards getting you out. It wasn't like that before. I understand that there was some fear because of some of the things that the reprisals that individuals did, but what this became, what it did eventually was it made it easier for people to prosecute and persecute homosexuals and lesbians and other people of whatever type of orientations. How it has affected me was that I basically had to hold myself in. I mean, people knew about me, but nevertheless, they never asked me. I never told them. And personally, I wouldn't have cared. If under this policy, it probably wouldn't have mattered to anybody. Most of my friends accepted me for what I was. From my experience, for the most part, they accepted me as I was. I worked hard, I did my job, I knew my job, and I held myself towards a military bearing. And I was respected by a lot of people, officers, enlisted, civilian counterparts, whatever. I earned my respect. They accepted me as I was. But even still, there was that barrier, the Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Okay, that I couldn't, in a sense, make them my friends without taking a risk. Okay. What if later on down the road I get pissed off, or they get pissed off at me, something happens, whatever, okay? Now they can turn me in, okay? You always had to keep everybody at a distance, alright? So for the military, that right there, it made it very, very lonely, okay? You especially, back when I was around a little bit older, there wasn't the internet. There wasn't a whole lot of other ways to find out, find other people that you can commune with, that you can open up and be honest to, and without fear of reprisals. And that made the military very lonely. That for a lot of time I had to be on my own. I had to watch out. Don't Ask, Don't Tell was a constant shadow over a lot of people's shoulders. Eventually the internet became big and I was able to find other people, and we did make families of ourselves, and we were able to talk about things and find that friendship, find that family, find that community, okay? But within the military itself, it was difficult. The Don't Ask, Don't Tell restricted a whole lot. And I can't even describe how hurtful it was that I didn't have these people that I can trust in because of this. Okay. I said I've been to Iraq. I'm going to Afghanistan. I've done my duty. I've enlisted in the military. Yeah, partially because get college assistance, but partially because I feel it's my right. I am a taxpayer for one, and so every taxpayer should be allowed to serve their country. Okay. For two, I live in this country. I should be allowed to protect my country. I should have every right. I should have every equal opportunity that everyone else has. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this country started off with separations. Okay, you had the Quakers and the Puritans, and they came to this country because they couldn't get along with the people in their European countries. Okay, they came over here. Next thing you know, they don't get along with the Native Americans. Okay, and you had other races and orientations and people of other backgrounds that came over, and this country was, in a sense, based on all these separations. And one great thing about this country is that it's been able to surpass those changes. Okay, it's been able to accept blacks after all the civil rights, the Civil War, everything that's happened. It was able to accept the Japanese even after World War II. It was able to accept the Hispanic community. It was able to accept women into many of its branches. Okay, and it was, at one point in time, the military was basically white male. Okay, and even then there were separations because Irish, Polish, whatever like that. Okay, but we surpassed all these separations. Okay, now the way it stands in the military, there's only two things or two groups that are basically cut off from full access or full liberties of everyone else in the military. One would be the women that can't get into combat arms, and that's its own argument. And then the other one would be the men. They're the men and women that can't fully receive the rights of the United States military and all its benefits because of their sexual orientation. And they can't achieve the relationships, the status, the social gravities that everybody else can because of the stigma. And why is it that the United States, as being the last only superpower, is one of the only few countries in the world that restricts homosexuals? Okay, we're being compared to with other countries such as Iraq, Iran, Syria, and a few other countries. Okay, whereas England has full access. Several other first-rate European countries have full access. Israel, their military is considered as prestigious as ours, maybe not as powerful, but as prestigious in many ways, in equality of training and everything, and they have full access. Okay, why are we comparing ourselves to third world nations instead of comparing ourselves to other first world nations? Okay, why are we setting ourselves to such a stigma? Why are we not comparing ourselves and saying, what are we doing wrong? They're doing right. Okay, why do we not have that equality, that level of acceptance? Is there something wrong that we can't grow any further? Really? Thank you very much.